Welcome to the SwimSwam podcast. I'm today's host, Coleman Hodges. Joining us today, she is the world junior record holder in the short course meter 50 freestyle. She is the British champion in the 50 free and 50 fly from last week. She was 24-4 in the long course 50 free, 26-1 in the 50 fly. Both of those were best times. And she is a verbal commit to the University of Texas. She is heading to Austin this fall, and she is heading to Singapore at the end of the summer. Today, we are sitting down with Eva Okaro. Eva, thanks so much for joining us. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
This episode of the SwimSwam podcast is sponsored by Commit Swimming, SwimSwam's exclusive team management software partner. Since 2015, Commit has been providing coaches with swimming's leading workout management software. And now, Commit has team management software too. Commit wants to help you make the switch from Team Unify to a simpler, more powerful solution. Their onboarding and customer service team will walk you through every step of the way. Check them out at commitswimming.com to book your demo today. That's COMMIT swimming.com. Big week for you last week at these British Championships. Just going into this meet, did you have any expectations for yourself? Did you have goals, or how were you feeling heading into this competition?
I don't like to put a lot of pressure on myself, but I was expecting like a quite a big drop in my times and like some personal bests, because I mean I had a meet like a few months ago and I got PBs there and it was untapered, so yeah, but I was looking forward to getting racing basically.
Yeah. And then can you just kind of take me through the meet? I believe it started with one of the 50s, right? 50 free or 50 fly.
Yeah.
Okay. So, started with an event you're very familiar with, 50 free. You raced in the 50 free, 50 fly, 100 fly, and 100 free. Can you just take me through the meet and how you felt about each of your races?
Yeah. So, I mean, to begin with, I was a bit stressed that the 50 free was first, because usually at most kind of big competitions that I go to, it's been 50 fly first. So it's kind of like a less pressurizing race to kind of get me into the meet. But I mean, I guess the kind of freshness of taper and like it being the first day really worked to my advantage. And yeah, I mean, after the heat swim that was pretty solid, like I was excited to just kind of get in for the final and see what I could do. And then the next day was the 50 fly. And that was nice, like no pressure, because I'm not like a big fly swimmer or trainer. So it was just kind of nice to kind of do races that weren't that pressurizing. So that was a nice one as well. And I was going in first for it, so I did want to kind of retain like that position. So that was good. And then I had the 100 fly, which also was a bit of fun. But the final that night, I mean, it hurt so bad. I'm really happy with the time. It's good for me, but like that hurt really bad, and I saw that in the 100 free the next day. It was a bit slower than I would have liked. Well, it was quite a bit slower than I would have liked, but yeah, I mean, it was a good race, and I was just really tired, but I had quite a busy 4 days of racing, so yeah.
So let's break some of these races down a little bit. 50 free. I mean, I know it's just one length, but what's your race plan when you go into that race? Do you breathe, and how do you approach? I mean, do you segment it, or do you just go?
Well, I've been working on my starts and underwaters, so I knew that to 15, I'd probably be the fastest. Well, I was hoping to be anyways, but so I really worked my underwaters to begin with to try and get that, like, trying to basically just get ahead. And then it's just kind of head down, like swim. I did breathe twice, I think, in the morning and then once in the evening. But I mean, I don't think I could do a 50 without breathing. I mean, like I could, but I feel like there's no need to right now. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, that time, like I wasn't expecting it to go that quick, to be honest. But I think it's my starts and underwaters that really kind of gave me that leg up.
No need to do a 50 free without a breath right now. Why? What's the disadvantage, I guess, for not taking a breath for you?
I think it's probably just fatigue, like that oxygen debt. I just think I haven't worked on it enough to do that and maybe see results. I don't know. I haven't really tried. Maybe it could be something I should try, but at the moment, I probably need to work on that before I give it a go.
Sure. At the moment, breathing is good.
Yeah.
I think we can all relate to that. Um, what do you feel like you've improved about specifically that first 15 about your starts and underwaters?
Well, my head position was quite high, like it is quite high still, kind of. So it's just kind of tucking my chin down and getting my ears like in line with my arms. I think that was the main thing, because the resistance when I used to kind of do my underwaters was quite a lot because of that.
Mm. And so, yeah, it seems to have paid off. 24-4. You book your ticket to Singapore on day
Yeah.
one. How did that feel? Just qualifying for your first long course world championships, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, it's amazing. Like, I love to kind of just get in the pool and race, especially 50s. And I think it's just kind of exciting that I get to go and race against some of the best and long course as well, because I think that's kind of the main focus, not short course. But I think like throughout the rest of the meet, it didn't really settle. And like I do like the 50, but I kind of like the 100 more. I feel like the 100 is more rewarding. Just because it's slightly longer as a sprinter. Like I wouldn't do anything longer than 100, but I think it's just more rewarding because it's longer. Yeah. But so I was kind of looking forward to that 100 free, but that 100 fly just killed me off.
What was so tiring about the 100 fly? And again, it was your, fifth and sixth races of the week. So
Yeah.
you had a lot of splashes, but and you still won a best time, 59.4. But what wore you
50,
out about that? Let's go
yeah,
ahead.
58 for.
50. Don't listen to me. Sorry. 58.4.
Yeah.
Um, tell me about that race.
Yeah, no, I mean, after the heat, I don't think I PB'd in the heat, so I just really wanted a PB. And I thought it would be quite nice if I could get my hand on that wall and get a medal as well. So coming third, well, joint third was really nice. But I think it was just like kind of like I knew I had the 100 free the next day. And last year I did the 100 fly heat, but I pulled out of the final so I could focus on the 100 free. But this year I was just kind of like, I don't know, let's just go for it. Like all guns blazing. Like, let's just, I don't know. It's like in the past, I haven't necessarily felt major fatigue from races. So I just thought, oh, I'll be able to do it. And like I did, I PB'd on all 4 races. But the last day was just more difficult than I expected it to be.
Yeah. And then just going into that 100 freestyle, again, a little more difficult than you may have expected. You had a great race with Freya Anderson, came down to the touch, 1/100, separated you guys. So you were 54.10, which again, a PB. How did you approach that race? I mean, did you feel the fatigue heading into the race, or did that part of it hit once you were actually in the water?
Yeah, no, it hit when I was in the water, because I think my recovery after, like, I did get a massage after the morning heat session, because that heat was so painful. And I was like, there's absolutely no way me just napping is going to get me through this final. So I did get like a little massage before. But I think so, like, I felt quite energized, and I did like have a nap before as well, the final. So it hit like once I turned at 50, God, I was just dead. But I mean, it was a great race, and Freya's a great swimmer, so yeah.
I think I feel like you don't hear many sprinters say the 100 they prefer the 100, or I like how you put it. The 100 is maybe a little bit more rewarding. Do
Yeah.
you? What does your training look like, especially just what does it look like this year in terms of balancing the 50s and the hundreds?
Well, I do a lot of sprint training. Most of the time, it's just sprint training. But sometimes, like every now and then, I'd do the middle distance set, just to kind of help me with my back end of my 100 free. And I do think that kind of the 100 frees that I've been doing more recently in races have been a lot more back endy. Like I don't think I'm going out as quick as I used to. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But it's probably something that I need to talk to my coach about and just kind of see what my strategy is, because I don't really know when that changed or why it changed. But it just kind of has. Maybe I think I'm just too scared to take it out too hard, and like it really hit on the way back, like that train of just pain. Like I don't know, but yeah.
But I mean, it's led to best times so
Yeah.
far.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at internationally how the 100 is starting to be swum, it seems like it's more of a back half thing. You look at
Yeah.
some of the top women, Sarah, Molly, they've got exceedingly strong back halves. But you're not going past 100, huh? No 200 free in your near future.
Not anytime soon. Maybe in the distant future, but not anytime soon.
What drew you to sprint events when you first started swimming, or is this a relatively new development for your swimming?
No, I don't know. I think I've always kind of liked the sprint events more. I think it's just more kind of pacey. I don't know. And also the other thing is I wasn't really a fan of training. So like long distance sets, like I just can't kind of wrap my head around it or just do them really. I just like it's just too long to be swimming up and down a pool personally for me. So I think that was probably the main thing, like shorter training sessions, and just like they're kind of more fun as well, like being able to do dives, turns, and like work on your speed and underwaters. Like I found that more fun, so it just kind of kept me training.
hmm Uh, how long have you been at your current training base?
Nearly 2 years.
Okay. What prompted that move for you, or that shift?
Um, well, the school reached out to me and said like they'd like me to come and have a look around the school to join their like swim program and their sixth form and stuff like that. So when we came to visit, like it was really nice. We really liked it. We were really happy at our old school, which was Seven Oaks School, like me and my twin, because we both moved. But I think at my old school, it wasn't as like the training and the coaches weren't as kind of disciplined and like strict about kind of making training sessions and all of that. And like the coaches here, the coach that like poached us basically had more experience. So we decided that I kind of wanted to push for Paris as well. So the move was kind of in our best interest, just to kind of like get that kind of on the move.
Absolutely. Yeah, you mentioned your twin, Izzy. What has it been like having not only having a twin sister, but having one that does the same sport as you, and getting to train and compete in swimming together?
Yeah, no, I mean it's been really good. It's nice like having someone like there with you and by your side, like through all the highs and lows of a sport. Um, and I mean we do everything together. Like we obviously train together from since like our old club and our club before this, and then now. We are going our separate ways to uni, obviously, but that should be fine.
Yeah, where is she going?
Well, obviously with A levels, like you never really know, but I think she wants to go to Birmingham.
Okay. So this will be the first time that you guys are like really apart,
Yeah,
an ocean apart.
yeah.
Okay. I mean, I guess, how do you feel about that?
I mean, it's always nice to kind of have her there, and
Mhm.
me to be there for her as well. But I feel like this was bound to happen anyways, you know, so it might as well just happen.
Yeah. I just talked to someone else do you know who Stephanie Balducini is? She just
No.
She just broke the Brazilian record in the 100 and 200 free. Just 53.8 in the 100. Anyway,
Yeah.
she swims at Michigan. She has a twin brother. Anyway, lots of swimming twins out there who are competing at very high levels.
Yeah.
So just you moved to uh, Repton School in Derby, and then, as you mentioned, you're pursuing the Olympics. Tell me about just the last year, and zeroing in on really making a push to try to qualify for Paris.
Well, I think it was like in the back of my mind and my coach's mind that I could make the team. But it's not like it was always kind of said and, you know, like reared into my brain. And I'm also, I said like before that I'm not the kind of person that likes to put a lot of pressure on myself. So
Mhm.
I just kind of like to train and kind of see where it takes me. And coming from a club that didn't have much kind of specialization in the training and like training kind of geared towards sprinters or like sprinters, middle distance, and distance people. So there were different sets going on. I think it just kind of helped me kind of tap into that area that hadn't been tapped into yet. Um, and it just gave me the best kind of shot and the best chance at making the team.
Uh, and competing at a British trials, I'm guessing you had been to nationals before that meet.
Yeah,
Was trials a significantly different experience for you?
I've been to trials before, um, but obviously I wasn't going to like get selected for worlds or Commonwealth teams or anything. But I mean, I was still kind of racing against the same people, like I always kind of have been for the past few years now. Um,
Mhm.
but like it was a nice experience just to see them all and to like kind of really be in the mix this year, like well last year, um, and like try and get a spot on the team, which I did, which was quite nice.
Yeah. I mean, just the feeling of knowing that you will be selected for that team. What was it like to make your first Olympics, and then obviously as well to go to your first Olympics?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't actually think the idea of me going to the Olympics sunk in until I got there. Like until I was actually out there, like in the airport with everyone, I was like, oh my god, like what am I doing here? Like I had major imposter syndrome. Like it was crazy. But I mean, like the girls that I shared a room with or like a flat with, they were all so nice. And I mean, like it was a great experience. Just kind of it was kind of daunting to be honest. Like even walking into the pool and like seeing the pool and getting in the pool to train and to warm up and stuff. Um, it was crazy. And like, you know, you look around and you see all these like swimmers that you've like watched before and you're like, what am I doing here? But it was really good, yeah.
Yeah. Um, just yeah, being on a senior national team like that. w- how did you feel training with Team Britain? In the training camps, and again, just getting to travel with them. Do you feel like you got more used to that and got into a rhythm with just being a part of that team, independent of getting to Paris and seeing everyone else there?
Even by the end of the Olympics, I don't think so. I think it was when I went to World Short Course in December.
Mhm.
That's when like I really felt like part of the team because I'd made friends. And I don't know, it's just because it was my second kind of senior team I'd been picked for. I just felt like I belonged more, you know. Like the Olympics, like it wasn't bad. Like I had friends and it was really fun. Like it was a great experience. But I do think there'll always be, like, especially on your first meet with like people that you've never spoken to before, you're always going to kind of feel a little bit like you're not supposed to be there.
Yeah. How do you feel like you dealt with that? Because I also feel like even when you are in a team environment like that and around people, like you said, you don't always know them so well, and you can feel a bit isolated if you're not comfortable, if you feel like you don't belong there.
Yeah, well, I'm a pretty chill person, and I don't kind of mind like doing things on my own. So personally, like I was okay with it. Um, like, but I mean, obviously, like for anyone else, and sometimes, like at the very beginning, it was a bit daunting and a bit isolating, but kind of just got used to it, and then I made friends, so I wasn't in that situation for very
Yeah.
long.
I mean, you were 17 at the time, 18? You
Yeah.
were 17. Did you feel confident in just going through your routine by yourself, again, not having your coach there, but still, did you feel like you knew all the steps to do or everything you needed to do for training purposes?
Yeah, because well, I had Mel Marshall there, and I'd gone to Loughborough a couple of times. Not a couple, it was quite a lot actually before. Since I think the first time I went, I was 14, to go train with her. So I knew her, and she was my coach there. So I had her there, but also like I'd been on junior teams since I was 13. So like without my coach, and I got like assigned a coach when I was there, but obviously like they just let us do our own thing because it works for us. So I'd kind of been doing it for a long time anyways.
So you're essentially a seasoned veteran when it comes to preparing yourself to race an
Yeah,
international
maybe.
competition. What
Yeah.
why were you going to Loughborough and in the past, and what was it like training with Mel Marshall?
I mean, it's amazing. She really knows what she's doing, you know, but I think it was just to kind of train with people on the senior GB team, because I trained with Anna Hopkin,
Mhm.
and obviously she does, or did, because she's retired now, but she did my events. So it's quite nice, and I think it's just kind of another way to kind of get to know someone that I'd probably be on a team with in the future, which I was. So yeah,
Mission accomplished. Yeah.
yeah,
Um, well, that's very cool that you got that opportunity. You got to race in Paris. You made the final.
yeah,
Great Britain swam
yeah,
in the final of the 400 free relay on day one. Tell me about
yeah,
that experience of just like, all right, meet starts, you're up.
yeah. No, I mean, I was really excited to get going, and I mean, it was my only race as
Mhm.
well. So it was quite nice after the race to just kind of be done, and then I could explore the village and kind of watch all my like friends that I made, watch them all swim. Kind of by the end, it did get a bit long because like people were still racing, and I was like, oh, I've been off for like 7 days now. Like, what do I do? But like, no, it was nice to be able to kind of watch all my teammates race, especially because they're all pretty experienced, kind of in that field. Like they were all making finals and semis and stuff like that. So it was really nice.
Yeah. Tell me about that week off. What were maybe some of the highlights or some of your favorite races you got to watch? And what else did you get to, go explore or do or eat?
My parents and my sister were in Paris, so I just kind of went around Paris with them as well, during the day, and that was nice. And then obviously I came back to watch finals. But I mean, I think kind of after first race ever at the Olympics and final, I mean, just kind of being able to go out with my family and just spend time with them was really nice, and that was probably my highlight.
Mhm. Is there a race that you got to see in person that stood out to you?
Probably the men's 4x2 relay. Just because I mean we're
Easy.
reigning champions. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's so good to watch.
Yeah. Easy answer. First quartet to ever repeat
I know.
as
Yeah.
as Olympic champions. So
Yeah.
that's pretty dang cool.
Insane.
Um,
Yeah.
okay, so and and you got to go to your first Olympics in Paris,
Yeah.
which is really cool. Then you alluded to making the world short course team this winter, where you made the final in the 50 free. You broke a world junior record. To, especially coming off of your first Olympics, was that meet more comfortable for you? And do you feel like you were able to, as we kind of alluded to earlier, just settle in a little bit more in racing internationally on the senior level?
Yeah. I just think that short course for me, I enjoy it a lot more. I just think the more walls, the easier it's gonna be. um, and I mean, only had 250s. I only went for 250s, like 50 free and 50 fly, and then I was put in relays. But I mean, like just going for 250s, like it just feels like the pressure's off. Like it's just splash and dash. Like not, I mean, not much can go wrong. Like I basically trained 50s, So I think it was like it was just such a good meet to go to, and like it was just really enjoyable. And I mean, I kind of went into it thinking like, oh, just more experience and all that. But then I semied in the 50 free. And then I did the relays and we finaled in them and we came like, I think it was 5th in like the mixed 100 relay. And then, I mean, that last day was amazing. I didn't know that I was going to I thought it was a 50 fly in the relay. I didn't think it was a 100 fly. So when we were going up for the heat, I was like, oh, I'm ready for this 50 fly. And everyone on the team was like, no, it's 100. And I was so scared that she shit myself. I was like, oh my God. But I mean, I was actually pretty quick in the morning, and then in the evening I dropped to second. And obviously we did come second, so that was just a great surprise. It was really nice to race with those girls.
That's awesome. um, wow. Thinking it's a 50 to winning a silver medal.
Yeah.
How, and you dropped a second from prelims. What was the key? What allowed you, what did you change from prelims to finals?
I think I probably just wasn't as scared because I'd already done it in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we were also coming like third, and I was like, I cannot lose this place. I was like, that would be so embarrassing. I was like, I have to touch third or like second or something. So I was like, just kind of diving in and going, like, I just went for it. Basically, I died on the way back, but it was short course. So I was like, the more walls, the easier it is.
Easy. Yeah, who doesn't love short course? I mean,
Yeah.
come on. So speaking of which, I'm just kind of curious, what's your training like in terms of balancing short course and long course right now?
Well, obviously I'm at schools and we only have a 25-meter pool here, so I train 25 meters during the week, and then on a Sunday we go to this 50-meter pool that's like 20 minutes away. So I train long course once a week.
On Sunday?
Yes, but I've trained Sunday on a Sunday my whole life. I don't know what it is, but it's like the clubs that I've been at, they always train on a Sunday.
Do you have Saturday off?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Is it Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon?
No, it's like middle of the day. It's actually so annoying.
That is annoying.
Yeah.
Is Sunday ever hard?
Yeah, Sunday is, especially when it got to long course season, Sundays are main sets because like just to kind of because it's long course, it like stimulates kind of just the race prep basically.
Yeah. What's an example of a main set you've done recently?
Well, when we were on taper, it was like race warm up, max 15, max 35, and then a max fit back end 50. So it's just a broken 100. But if we go to like main sets, not when tapered, it's probably the hardest one we've done is probably 16 50s, suited, 4 off 4 minutes, 4 off 3 minutes, 4 off 2 minutes, 4 off 1 minute. Yeah.
Do you do all those free?
No, I like to put some fly when we do longer, like hard sets, suited sets. I like to put some fly in there because it's not as difficult. I don't find it as hard. So yeah, I like to throw in some fly here and there, but I don't train fly.
Okay. So is it like, so for that set, did you go like 2 and 2? Or
no, I do like 4-4 and then 4 fly and then 4 free again.
Whoa. All right. Yeah. What, and so what'd you go? What were your max efforts?
I think the last time I did this set was a while back, but it was, I think on the first 50 I got a PB. I think I went like my PB wasn't what it is now, but I think it was like, I don't know, I think it was like 25-0 or so, 24-9, something like that, which was crazy. That was really good actually, but and like I kind of hold that for the first 4, and then after that it just starts going downhill, really. Yeah.
I mean, how can you, especially as you get less and less rest? I mean, how can?
Yeah.
But wow, that's impressive. But on a Sunday, I don't know if I can just like, theoretically get behind that idea. That seems it's like a day of rest, but like you said, you've been doing it all your life. But you like short course, and you're coming to the US where we're the kings of short course.
Yes.
Tell me about your decision to come to Texas. Were you looking at the NCAA before you looked at Texas, or was Texas one of those first schools you talked to and you were like, oh, this is what I want to do?
No, I actually wasn't talking to Texas. I was verbally committed to somewhere else, but I just never posted it. And I think it was like after, I always wanted to go to the US because I just think swimming is such a big thing there, and I don't know, it just kind of enticed me, like it was somewhere that I wanted to go. And obviously I used to get messages from unis as well, basically saying like, we want you to come here, who doesn't want to be wanted? So I replied. I had calls with quite a lot of unis, but I think I whittled it down like quite early on, but Texas wasn't in my top like 3, and then I verbally committed to somewhere else, and then I decided after the Olympics that I wanted to go somewhere with a better program. So I reached back out to Texas and basically asked to get on a Zoom, and I decided, and then I went out for a visit with my dad, and we really liked it. So I just decided that that's where I want to go and continue the rest of my career.
Who doesn't want to be wanted? That's wise words from Eva Okaro. I live in New York now, but I lived in Austin for 7 years. I love it there. I'm just curious, as a former Austinite, what you thought of the town, or if you got to see any of it.
I got to see. Oh, did I? Wait, I have to think. No, I think I was mainly on campus, and like just kind of around there. I didn't really get to go very far, because I had to get back to school, so it was a short trip. But No, I mean everyone was really nice, and I mean the facilities were amazing, and I love the fact that it's basically hot all year round as well. Because coming from like England, it's going to be great, tan all year round. But I mean, and like the coaches and the facilities, like everything's just top notch. Like I'm just excited to go and to just be part of it, really, because it's such a big thing in the US as well, just swimming in general and like just sport in general. Because I don't think the UK has a lot of that kind of, not publicity, but like just, I don't know. I just feel like there's just a lot more kind of in America to do with sport, and I can't wait to be part of it.
Absolutely. I mean, especially going to Texas, they put on some of the best college dual meets I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So it's, I think the excitement is warranted, well warranted.
Yeah.
Have you? I know they sometimes. I think you swim short course yards in Britain. Have you ever swum short course yards?
No, I don't think they do that.
I swear I went there once. I went to Loughborough once,
Yeah.
and someone was like, yeah, we have like a couple yards pools dotted around, but yeah, never mind. So you've never swum yards.
No.
Do you have any inclination? Have you used the SwimSwam time converter? Have you,
Yeah. But I think I have, but not recently. No.
um, I mean, you've already said you like short course, but have you
Mm.
talked to anyone about making the transition from meters to yards yet?
No, I haven't.
No need to. You'll
No.
be fine. Okay. Yeah, just a couple quick questions to wrap up here, Eva. I really appreciate your time. Um, you swam in Budapest for short course worlds. You compete in London, I'm guessing quite a bit. Do you have a favorite pool in the world that you have swam in?
My favorite pool will probably be the pool in Rome, the outdoor one. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
But that is definitely my favorite pool. I think it's like my first junior meet, like European juniors, like international meet that I ever went to, and I swam really well in it. And it's outdoors, so that's my favorite pool.
I don't understand when people pick pools that are indoors, or like why some people feel like big competitions can't be outside. I don't know. Yeah. Outdoor pool, swimming outside, I think is like the best thing in the world.
Yeah. I agree.
Great choice. This could be like completely, I think it's just a coincidence, honestly. But you are this up and coming European sprinter, and there's another one from Italy named Sara Curtis.
Okay.
And there's been so many parallels
Yeah.
about your career. I'm curious how you view it's not a rivalry, but just do you know Sara Curtis? Have you spoken with her? And what do you think about how the trajectories that you're both on and how similar they are?
Yeah, no, I mean, she's amazing. I remember because I think we first met, or well, I didn't speak to her, but I think the first time we I think I was like, I swear I was like 13, or I don't know when what year it was that I went to Luxembourg, but she was at Luxembourg and I think she beat me. I think she was there. And I don't know whether it was when I was 13 or whether I was 15, because I've been to Luxembourg like 3 times now. But I remember, I think it was when I was 13, because I was still a junior and she was there, and I was like, oh, like she beat me. I don't know. But ever since then, like I've known who she was. And I mean, actually, after British trials like last week, she was in London, so we went out that night together. But yeah, no, we're friends now. And I think her, and also her world junior record at world short course for her 50 back. I mean, that was amazing. Like, she's a great swimmer, and I love racing against her.
Fair enough. I mean, that's it's so cool to see two young swimmers who are both just killing it right now. You're both going to be at World Championships this summer in Singapore. Just to finish up, what are you looking forward to over these next 3 months? You know, you've qualified for your World Champs. You've got a couple months to prepare for it. What does the rest of this spring and summer look like for you?
Well, I can't wait to finish my A-levels because after that, I think I've got 2 months basically from now. Because after that, I mean, it's all uphill, like basically no work until I go back to school. But I mean, it'll just be swimming and a lot of kind of going abroad. Like then we're going to Seti Collie. And then
favorite pool,
yeah. So we're going to Seti Collie, and then we've got, you know, the holding camp near Singapore, and then Singapore. Like, it's just a lot of traveling, and I'm really up for it, and I can't wait.
You've been listening to the SwimSwam podcast. Stay tuned for new episodes every week. You can take SwimSwam podcast on the go by subscribing on your favorite podcast platform. Look for links in the description below, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos as well.